Hi, everybody. Kathy Tooley, CEO, Tools for Success. Welcome back. Curtain number 8 today. Curtain number 8. This one is called What is Really Happening in Our Schools. I know some of you want that question answered, right? You really want to know what's happening in our schools. Let me read something to you from my book, The Education System is Broken, Strategies for Rebuilding Hope, Lives, and Futures. If you looked inside classrooms today, unfortunately, they're not very different from those one-room schoolhouses of yesteryear. As a matter of fact, classrooms today in many schools do not reflect research and development's latest definition of what good teaching is. The argument is so deep and so divided that there seems to be no end in sight. Some may have even forgotten what the argument is anymore. What is happening in classrooms today has become such a politically charged question that it's really leaving the very people in the business lost and confused. I laughingly say that attend any educational summit and you will go into one lecture that says lecturing is the way. Students need to be in straight rows. They need to be hearing from lectures. That's what needs to be happening. That's the way students learn best. And then you go right across the hall and they say we need to be doing more engaging activities. Students should be hands-on. They should be doing projects that are all project-based learning. All of that where students are constantly figuring out problem solving. Then you go into the next session and it says what students need to be is coming up with a problem themselves. We shouldn't be giving them the answers. They need to be taught to think. They need to really know how to create their own problem and have the solution. Go across the hall, you hear the next one. No. What we need to do is we really need to be having students really read. They're not reading enough. They just need to be spending more time with their nose in books. That's what I did. That's what everybody needs to be doing. Go across the hall, go to another session, and you're going to hear, no, I got it. Here's what the problem is. Don't have anyone read. Just have them vent. Just have them feel. Students aren't in their feelings enough. We aren't really letting students express how they feel. All we're doing is telling kids things, and they need to really feel. They need to really understand. No. Go across. I can keep going. Do you know what to do? Do you know what to do? Because guess what? That's what's happening in our schools today. Anyone who has a voice, a platform, a YouTube video, including me, a podcast, a media station, has an opinion. Everybody has an opinion as to how kids should be learning. Should they be learning online? Should they not be learning online? Should schools have one-to-ones? We all should be learning from computers. No, computers are the devil. They shouldn't be learning from computers. We should all have one-room schools where all grade levels are there, all grade represented. We shouldn't break them apart into a first grade classroom. No, that's a bad idea. We need to completely separate them into first grade and then second grade. We should move kids forward based upon when they show mastery. So in other words, if they complete what they need to know in first grade by November, move them on to second. No, that's crazy. What are you thinking? How can you move a 6-year-old on to second grade? That's the nuts. What are you thinking? We should really have all students work in problem solving, where I as a teacher just pose the problem and the students figure it out. No, what are you thinking? They don't have enough time to think. They don't know what they're thinking. Are you confused? Welcome to what's happening in our schools every single day. And you know what most teachers are doing? Oh my God. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? And you know what movement gets made? Not what necessarily is right. Who's the loudest? That's the decision gets made. So schools are, unfortunately, leaving what we know how to teach. We know how to do this. Do you know what you need to do to teach? It's really pretty simple. Establish what needs to be taught. Figure out how you're going to measure it. How do you put interventions in those that aren't getting it? How do you provide additional resources to those that are? And rinse and repeat. It is a cycle that we have known as educators since the beginning of time. Most educators just heard what I said and went, duh. Yet people outside of education are so busy trying to tell us how to fix what we already know how to do. Now, I know what some of you are going to say. Well, Kathy, if educators know how to do that, then why are some schools failing? That's a whole separate curtain for a whole separate day, and we'll get there. We'll get there. I can tell you why schools are failing. Most educators can tell you why schools are failing. And the simplest answer that I'm going to start with today is this. When every single day we are chasing the newest educational platform that we are being forced to chase, we are never really diving into what we know is right. So what's happening in our schools today? We're busy chasing your newest faction, your newest flavor of the day, your newest, a politician said this is a good idea, or this researcher wrote this book on this topic, when it really boils down to the same thing as always. Establish what needs to be taught, deliver it in a mechanism or in a manner for which students learn, measure that learning, and provide the interventions where they're needed. It's really that simple. That's what's happening in our schools today. It's a confused, chaotic, all of the voices in your head that just leave us exhausted. It's the reason that as a company, I'm proud of what we do is partner with our schools to just simply make sure we know what's being taught in a meaningful, well-delivered manner, utilizing research to measure and moving data appropriately as it needs to be moved. If you want to join us and continue learning more about these curtains, I ask you to do me a favor. I want you to hit that subscribe button that you see. I want you to like this video. I want you to please share it with other people. If you're feeling the chaos in your own schools, share it and come along on the journey with me as we continue to open up more curtains as to what's happening in our school system. Thank you so much for watching today, and as always, have a fantastic day.